Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Refined Lad. I have had, as of this past week, quite the story to share with you guys very briefly. But I talked to you guys a lot about how much our words matter, right? How much energy is transferred into words or thoughts into actions, and then eventually we make movement based on that. Basically, to condense everything, you guys may or may not have known this. I've been driving around a used truck for a number of years. I had a 6-year loan on it, had it completely paid off. I bought it with a ton of miles on it, and it was rear-wheel drive, so probably not ideal, but at the time I really wanted the truck. The windows started going out as of recent. My instrument panel cluster has not been lighting up within the last 2-3 years. Basically last Thursday, Friday, my engine and motor was having issues, was going to be needing a new motor, got quoted about $5,000. So old me in the past would have completely, broke down, yelled at God and basically just vent all my frustrations and issues. But this time it was different because I talk to you guys all the time. You got to walk out what you're speaking on. And I just kept my mouth silent, and I thanked God, right? I was thankful for the ability to even have a vehicle because I know people don't have vehicles. I have family members that drive a bike around to work, right? So we are more blessed than we begin to realize at times, and I think sometimes we take it for granted. But I prayed about it and went over to the dealership. They basically gave me a good deal. I have a good credit score, all that good stuff. But it really is just the favor, right? The favor of not speaking death, not speaking these negative things. And so you're now looking at the new owner of a 3-seating soccer dad vehicle, SUV, GMC Katia. But I love it, and I'm blessed. Civilizations have completely disintegrated because of the lack of sexual discipline that the ruler, as a man, has had. So this is not some sort of concept that's foreign to us, right? This has been happening for anywhere from thousands of years to a million years, whatever your view is. This has been happening repetitively over and over and over through the generational line. And one of the strongest vices that a man has is a lack of sexual discipline. What I teach men is the concept of a man should have the ability to have women, right? But he makes an active decision to be loyal to one woman. If you're looking for a relationship or marriage, right? This is how a man should. A man should be able to have the option to have multiple women. But he makes a distinct choice that this is the woman I want to build my life with. This is the woman that I want to build my empire with. And I won't stop until I find that woman. So they are able to refrain from just finding any woman on the street, right? Finding any woman on the street and going, oh my gosh, she's got boobs. You guys are like dogs in heat. And you know exactly who I'm talking to. I've literally seen some of you guys. Trust me, I've been there. In high school, I thought I was so cool talking about, sex and all these things. Like some girl was going to come up to me and be like, oh, hey, I find you so attractive. We should, go somewhere and make out. Do you know how unrealistic that is? So you got these guys that are in heat, right? Some of you are like hyenas, okay? What is that scene from Lion King? Like a pack of hyenas. You're just waiting on the prowl. Dude, how many times do I have to tell you this? A woman can smell, bro. A woman has that sixth sense that I've talked to you about, that spidey sense. They know exactly when a man does not have other girls interested in him. They can tell by his mannerisms. They can tell by his vibes. They can tell by his energy. And then some of you are like, oh, please don't leave me. You're like the only girl that I'm talking to, and I just want to get to know you better. And then you wonder why these women dip out, because women want a man who's solid, right? A woman wants to feel secure and in her feminine, and these men are not providing that masculine frame. Now, the beauty of a sexually disciplined man is this, and maybe I'm strange for this, right? But with the way that the government and politics is, that I have absolutely zero F's to give. Well, I shouldn't say that. I do care, but government itself is a crap show right now. Is that a sexually disciplined man is hard to control. I've made it a personal duty of mine. And if you want to take up this value as a man, I think you should too. But it is the concept of being untouchable, right? There's a movie that came out with Kevin Costner back in the 90s, I believe. But what's even better is the old version from the 40s or 50s with Elliot and Ness. It's in black and white, baby. And it talks about this group of people who the mobsters tried to buy off. They're basically feds, but they were untouchable because no amount of money, nothing you could bring to me was going to make me compromise my own values. That's where we should all be at. Because here's the thing. Once you begin to know who you are, and for those of you who believe in your identity, right? I believe my identity with God. I know who I am. I have nothing to lose and everything to gain. I have nothing to lose and everything to gain. So you might ask me, Ari, you're so fired up in this video. Why is that? Because I realize that when I die, my belief is that I'm going somewhere, right? And I'm not going below. So no matter what happens on this earth, I'm here to stay for a duration of time. I'm going to do what I need to do, and then I'm going to dip out when I need to dip out. But a sexually disciplined man cannot be touched. Are you hearing me? So you meet these women, right? You meet these women and you're looking for a relationship or you're looking to date, okay? The women that I've came across when I really started to exude this, and even in my last relationship, these women are so blown away. They're like, you don't just like want me for my body. You're different. There's something about you. Yeah, there's something about me different, girl. I'm not a horn dog. And I don't need you to validate me. I don't need that sex to feel that fulfillment because I'm riding my own wave. I'm internally fulfilled. I know my purpose and I know my mission, and sex is just a byproduct of a beautiful thing that God created. So I was having a discussion with somebody recently, another woman. I told her that women are the ones who gatekeep sex. Men are the ones who initiate. I tell you guys this all the time. Men in a masculine tone set the frame. Men set the tone. Men initiate. Men make the move. The feminine receives. The feminine opens up and decides, is this a man that I choose to be with? Because the bottom line is this, gentlemen. A man that cannot be controlled by sexual desires and impulses is a badass. He's one bad dude. Because let's say he's dating a woman, right? And she uses sex as a way to manipulate. And he says, all right, I'm walking away, right? Okay, you play that game. And watch me walk away. Because I don't need that. It's something that I want, but it's not something that I need. Yeah, I might enjoy the moment, right? But is it something that I need? And the other thing about this is when you sexually discipline yourself, I'm going to call out the boys here for a second because I know we've all been here, bro. When you are just mad revved up, right? You are ready to go, bro. You're just clutching. You put it in overdrive. Because we're visual creatures and I see something that I like, oh my gosh. The first thing that moves, bro. It's such a bad place to be in. I don't think women feel this. When you sexually discipline yourself, you are now in a place of power because you are able to vet the women that come through your life. I don't settle, right? I don't settle for just what's out there or in front of me. I'm not settling because you're pretty, right? You might be an 8, but you have the personality of a brick wall. You have to keep in mind, guys, for centuries, sex has been used to hold power. So you want to get power back. You want to neutralize this issue. You wouldn't be on these websites, right? I talked to you guys about my corn addiction at one point. You wouldn't be on these websites because they're depleting your spiritual energy. They're depleting your physical reserves, okay? Boxers don't touch themselves 2 months before a fight is what I was hearing the other day. 2 months before a fight. Because all that power has to be generated in their punches. They have to be able to weave back and forth, okay? They can't just sit there, because we all know what we feel like the day after taking care of ourselves, right? Why do we feel lethargic? Why do we want to go to bed after that? And you want to live a life running on half tank? You want to live a life on a half reserve? It's Superman's kryptonite. Sex is our Superman's kryptonite as a man. No woman can hold control over you. And I'm not necessarily saying that all women are controlling, but I'm saying women will use sex to manipulate. This is a fact. Just like men can push a woman to basically have sex when she doesn't want to, okay? It does go both ways. But what I'm saying here is that these women, they look at you different, right? They're like, oh, wow, you don't want to pounce me? Is there something wrong? Is there some other women? Is there something else going on? And the answer is, I just know what I want. I don't want to rely on vices. And trust me, you are going to get vetted. If I'm seeing you, I'm looking for potential. And if you don't match up to that potential, okay, I know where you stand. So these women that are using this as a weapon, right? Stop doing that. It's like the guys that are watching OnlyFans, right? You guys are subscribing to these accounts and you're paying all this money to literally watch a virtual woman do the deed, and then she may or may not talk to you. But the best part about this is, hold up, she's not even distinctly talking to you. Like, bro, you're not even personally talking to her on the computer. You are literally talking to her customer service team. You might as well call Progressive, dog. You might as well call Progressive. Yeah, can I get an insurance rate? Yeah, what are you wearing tonight? Stop. Stop doing that. No, when you are sexually disciplined, you're calm. She gives you a little slip. She shows you a little something. That's great. You all have this and this. You all have boobs and a butt. Okay? What are you providing? What kind of woman are you? You guys are so blinded by the cheeks. Okay? I want you to think about this. James Bond. Did James Bond ever stop a mission to go, you know what? I gotta go to the strip club and have some cheeks ran through on me. Like, no. James Bond did not do that because James Bond was on his mission. What I'm getting at here, guys, is no man that is actually wanting to be successful, right? No man that actually has a desire to be better on this path is going to compromise his values. So I guess the bottom line of this video is to learn to control your urges. And the best part about this is women will respect you more because she goes, wow, that man can control himself. He's desired by all these women, but he can control himself around them, and he wants me. What better way to make a woman feel more valued in her life and in yours? Guys, we've got to be better. We've got to learn to be, in order to be this high-value man, you have to learn sexual discipline. You have to resist those urges. Women are going to love you even more for it because that separates you from competition. You're not just another average Joe looking to get his horny off. You're a man on his purpose. You relax, you're calm, cool, confident. Think about all your superheroes, right? Think about all of these people you looked up to in movies that were in a male role. They didn't sacrifice what they were doing just for a piece of cat. And you shouldn't either. So if this resonated with you, make sure, again, you like the video, comment below, subscribe. I release videos each week and you don't want to miss them. As always, stay frosty.